So this question comes from Sandy, and her question was, how do I get better at asking for help? Now, the context of this question was from my Meantime webinar that I did. And in this webinar, I give people 5 minutes to go and actually actively ask for help in a place they're stuck. And of course, this is very difficult for people. So how do we get better at it? Well, partly just through exposure, just through doing it more often, not making such a big deal of it. If we, whenever we're stuck, there's one of two reasons. I got this from Danny Inney, and I think it applies well here. The first reason we're stuck is we don't know how. So sometimes, I don't know how to ask. I don't know what words to say. I don't want to be offensive. I don't want to impose on people. And sometimes it's just that. It's a phrasing issue. And so if it's that, okay, work on that. And then that's what you ask for help with, by the way. That's the first thing. You find a friend or a colleague you trust, and you say, I know I'm needing to ask for help around these issues, and I can't figure out how to say it in a way that doesn't feel needy or pushy or lame or awful. Could you help me figure out the way to do it? Yeah. Now, there's lots of thoughts I would have about how to ask for help, and be courteous about it. But we can all figure this out. And it's just good to get help with the asking, knowing that that's my sticking point, is I just don't know the how to do it. The brief thought I would add is, before you ask somebody for a significant amount of help, if it's really going to be a big ask, that's going to ask a lot of somebody, it's good to really think through the reasons they shouldn't do it. The reasons that, what is it going to cost them? So that can be there in our ask to say, look, I know how busy you are. I know that me asking you for what I'm about to ask might require childcare of you, taking time away from things that are pressing. I just need the help, but I just want you to know I'm aware of these things, and I don't take it lightly, and here's what I'd like to do to reciprocate if it's a big ask. But not every ask is a big ask. So that's where it's just checking in. How big an ask is this? And also, is this a personal ask, or is this just a out to Facebook sort of ask? That's one of the ways we can get used to it, is just do those asks out onto Facebook. Hey, everybody, I need help. Is anybody open to helping me with this? You can get good with that, because then it's anonymous, and if nobody responds, you haven't tread over on anyone's toes. So that's though if the problem is that you don't know how to do it. So get help with knowing how. But the second reason we're stuck often is we don't want to do it. So how do I get better asking for help? Well, do you want to ask for help? Would be my question. This brings up a lot of stuff. And the answer to this is therapy, or that's what you need the help with. If you're feeling so conflicted about asking for support from other people, this is where you go to your healer friends, your counselors, your therapists, your medicine people, and you say, why am I so torn up? Because there's probably something deep down somewhere in your life you were told that you have to be able to handle everything yourself, be totally self-sufficient. And so that's bigger than I can do in a video, but it's worth tending to, because I tell you what, so much of business is asking for help and apologizing. That's so much of it. So much of it is saying, can you help? And I'm sorry, I screwed it up. There's a lot of that. So, Sandy, I hope that helps. That'd be my first question, is that you don't know how or you don't want to. Get clear about that first, because then the next steps will become apparent. And if you don't even know that, that's the thing to ask for help with. That's where you sit down with a friend. You say, when I try to ask for help, I'm so torn up and I can't figure out why. You're really good at listening. You're good at coaching. Would you just help me figure out why I have a hard time with this? Because until we have the diagnosis, we don't know what's needed. So I hope that helps, Sandy, and I hope that helps everybody else who maybe struggles with asking for help.